It was good. 8 notes here, looking like Terry Warfield without the dreads. Shout out to the OG. Anyways, if you follow me, you know I've made about 3 videos talking about the Fujifilm X-M5, which is Fujifilm's newest tiny camera that I love, that a few people hate. And in one of those videos where I said, how can anyone hate the Fujifilm X-M5? One of my lovely viewers left a comment saying, I don't need IBIS, I just need good AF. How good is the AF in video mode? That's autofocus. If it's as good as the camera you shot this video with, it works for me. So go Raps, this video is for you. I just decided why not jump into the studio and make a talking head video like what I make for YouTube, which is what I bought my first ever camera for. Not my first ever camera, but my first Sony, and the Sony that I'm using right now, and also the Fujifilm. It's part of the things that I use it for, aside from taking pictures casually, like I said. So yeah, here I am in the studio making a video, a talking head video like the Sony camera does, the A6700, and I'll tell you all the camera settings. I'll put it on the screen as well, but I'll still mention it. I'm shooting this video with the Fujifilm X-M5 using the Fujinon 23mm lens, the f2 version, and I'm shooting this video at f2, ISO 1250, 24 frames per second. Shutter speed is 1/48, which is 180-degree shutter rule, the shutter angle, you know. F-log2. So I'm shooting with a key light, but this is the Aperture Amaran 100DS. It's a 5600 Kelvin. It's fixed. It's not a bicolored light. You cannot change that. But the Kelvin on my camera right now, the white balance is set to 4500. I know ideally you're meant to match your camera's white balance to the light temperature, but when I do that, I find the video to be a little too warm. So over time, I've always been shooting indoors with this light at 4500 Kelvin. Now that doesn't mean it's correct. You could do it however you want, take it to like 5K, 5.5, whatever works for you, right? So I shoot 4500 with my Sony, and I'm shooting 4500 with my Fuji right now. I can adjust it in post. Like I said, not the best practice, but it works for me. I'm shooting in 4K DCI. When I'm making my talking head videos with my Sony A6700, this is how I talk. I've got my Rode wireless microphone connected to the camera, just talking and moving my hands. After this, I'll change this lens and use the kit lens. This is the Fujifilm 15 to 45mm kit lens. With my Sony, if I cover my eyes with anything like this, the focus changes from my face to the object. So this is me trying to see if the focus has changed. Yes, I think it has changed. I drop the lens again, see if it comes back to my face. I know when people make autofocus tests, they do go out of frame and come back to frame. That's what I'm doing right now. The autofocus is on AFC, which is autofocus continuous mode. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll respond to it. What else do you have to know? So the autofocus under good lighting conditions performs decently. It performs good enough for you to use a camera like this for YouTube talking heads like this. Like I told you, like the lovely guy said, he said he doesn't care about IBIS. Most of the time, I'm not shooting handheld. It's locked off on a tripod. So if it's on a tripod like this one, IBIS is out of the way. And with the autofocus, if your lighting is proper. So this light is at 20%. It goes up to, let me see what it looks like. I'll overexpose this video right now. If I take it to 100%, this is what it looks like, right? Overexposed. 87, 74, 50%. This is 0 right now. At this point, the autofocus don't even know what to look at right now, so it probably won't see me. And I'll gradually just turn it up gradually. See what happens. So at 4% of the light, can the camera still see me? I think it can. So I'll take the light up to 9%. 10% now. Camera can still see me, autofocus can still see me. So I'm out, the exposure is below average. I'll change my cap orientation so my eyes are a little covered. And right now, because my eyes are no longer visible, the autofocus is just focusing on my face, not my eyes anymore. So I'll change this to back to the right brightness, 20% now. So yeah, at 20%, I'm decently exposed. My cap is covering my eyes. You tell me, what is the AF like? Is it proper? Is it focusing on me? Is this good enough to make a talking head video where you're talking to the camera and showing things to the camera and coming, switching it back to your face and, you know, raising your hands and seeing if the camera gets confused what to focus on? If I do this and my face is still in focus, it's not coming to my hands. If I cover my face, it comes off of my face. Wait, what's going on? It's not coming to my hands. Yeah, it's coming to my hands now, which is slower than what a Sony would. A Sony would have snapped to my hands the moment I covered my eyes. But now taking my hands off, back to my eyes, cover it again properly. It takes time to recognize the fact that my face is no longer there. Comes to my hands. It's not the best. Like I said, it's not going to perform like the Sony. In my opinion, I feel like us complaining so much about the autofocus of this camera is like judging a fish's ability to fly. You know, a fish is a fish, a bird is a bird. Because birds can dive into water and take out fishes don't mean fishes are supposed to fly. This camera for the price point is good enough, in my opinion. I feel like if we didn't have the Sony cameras to judge wonderful autofocus, we wouldn't be complaining about Fujifilm as much. And I am not speaking for all Fujifilm cameras here. I'm not speaking for the X-H2S. I'm not speaking for the X100 series, whatever. I'm not speaking for any other camera, a Fujifilm model. I'm speaking for the X-M5 right here. So for this price point, I think they did a decent job. The autofocus for a talking head video like this works. And yeah, anyways, enough of me chatting. I'll change the lens right now to the kit lens and try to adjust the exposure, because I know with the kit lens I can't really shoot with f2 because it's a 3.5 to 5.6. So I think the lowest I can go is 3.5 on the kit lens. So I'll change to the kit lens, shoot at f3.5 and compensate with the light brightness. Here we go. I'll end this and start the other one. And now this is with the kit lens, shooting at what, 15. I had to increase the light's brightness to maximum. It's at 100 right now. Everything else remains the same. F-stop is no longer f2, it's now f3.5. On the light meter it says it's negative 0.6, which means it's slightly underexposed. It's not as bright as it was before. Hold on, let me try to turn this. Let me see, does the CPL do anything? Not really. I've got a CPL filter on here, so I don't know if that affects the light input. Anyways, so this is the autofocus on the kit lens. If I touch my face, I think it turns on face tracking AF. No, it doesn't. One crazy thing about this camera is the moment you start recording, nothing else changes. No other settings will work on the screen. You're trying to change the Q button stops work, doesn't work anymore. You can't change whatever ISO. If you press record, the ISO just stays where it was. Everything else stays where it was. For a lens like the 23mm f2, where you can change the aperture on the ring, on the lens itself, you can do that. With this one, I think I can zoom in to, what is it now, 23mm, but it's darker because, you know, the more you zoom in on this lens, the f number changes. So now the f number has gone to f4.4. I don't want that. I'll take it back to where it was, 15mm, f3.5. Anyways, I've said a lot of things. I'll do the movement test again. I'll change my cap. See, maybe a different color will confuse the AF. My eyes are not so visible. You tell me, is the autofocus still working? Is it able to snap back to an item that I'm talking about? What's it doing? Going crazy or working? Going back to my eyes? What's it doing? Show it that. Yeah, man. I believe you got your answers right there. If you're using the Fujifilm X-M5 for talking head videos, I believe you can get away with it. The autofocus will work. Thank you. Click right here to see what's in my photographic camera bag for 2025. I'll see you on the next one.